Well, for more, I'm joined by journalist and author Max Blumenthal from the U.S. city of Philadelphia. Good to have you with us. Listening to Netanyahu's speech there, has he basically set a deadline of next summer for the U.S. to get involved, perhaps militarily, with Iran if diplomacy doesn't work out?
What Netanyahu is trying to do is clearly to shift the red lines so that there could be a war. He fails to recognize that the Obama administration probably already has a red line, which is either at breakout capacity or weaponization. It doesn't want to reveal the red line to the public, but Netanyahu has set the red line at a much lower threshold, presenting what appears to be false information about Iran's enrichment capacity, information that contradicts two successive IAEA reports by inspectors who've been inside Iran. So it's clear that he's trying to shift the ball so that there can be a war and to put increasing pressure on the United States, political pressure on the Obama administration, so Bibi can have his war.
It seems that the intelligence community in the United States have not come to the conclusion that Iran is building a nuclear bomb at this point. So how is the U.S. likely to treat this pressure for perhaps some commitment to war, as you say?
Yeah, the national intelligence estimate, the U.S. national intelligence estimate, shows that Iran does not have a nuclear weapons program yet. And so what we're seeing, in my view, is kind of a replay of the 70s, where a group of radical neoconservatives known as the B Team attempted to create pressure in Washington against containing the Soviet Union. A policy that has been borne out by history as successful, that probably saved the world from a nuclear Armageddon. And Netanyahu comes from that neoconservative element, and he's now trying to create pressure in Washington against the containment of Iran in order to have a war that could have devastating consequences. And so this is something that is not accepted in the U.S. intelligence community, not accepted by the CIA, the State Department, and I can tell you, Obama recently referred to all this talk about war as a bunch of noise in an interview with 60 Minutes, so that shows you how firmly opposed he is to Netanyahu's agenda.
And you know what isn't a bunch of noise, it seems, these days, is the Palestinian-Israeli peace process, or so-called peace process. Has that completely fallen off the agenda now with all this Iran war talk?
It has in the United States, and I'm glad you asked me about it. I wish that more Americans could see this broadcast. This is part of Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israel lobby's PR success, is disappearing the Palestinians from the public discourse. And with his kind of ridiculous, cartoonish red line diagram, which is being mocked even in Israel and even by right-wingers in the United States, Netanyahu is trying to avoid having to draw a red line on apartheid. And at the same time, he's impaneled a commission, the Levy Commission, which has recommended annexing large parts of the West Bank to put it into Israeli hands. This is happening below the radar, and through this hysteria he's created about Iran, it's not being discussed in the United States.
All right, thanks so much. It's been good talking to you. Max Blumenthal there.